Okay, so somebody suggested that perhaps it would be a good idea that we explain how you save before you print something off, which is a good idea. Um, what I tend to do before I print something off is I save a version for print. So once I know everything is there and it's correct, I command save as college life for print. That way, obviously, if we change anything or move anything, because when I outline some typefaces, we're going to do a little bit of messing with it. We'll always be able to get back to the original. So be careful to do that. It's a really good exercise to learn. And so let's say, so this is where we are now. You'll notice that I've put in all the sizes from the class, just so that it might be easier for you to put it together as well, just so you have a note of it, so you can obviously disregard them when it's going to go to print. You'll delete all that stuff. For the actual typefaces, rather than have to these days embed typefaces and include them with your package when you send it to a printer, there's a very easy way of doing it, and that's to basically click on the text box that has the text. Because in this case, Rockwell, that might be on quite a lot of systems, but sometimes you use a typeface that printers don't all have, and they'll curse you from a height because they won't have it, and they'll be, they might replace it with something else and it won't look the same and you'll go crazy. So you click on it, you go to type, and you go to outline, create outlines. What that's done is it's turned it into a vector graphic, which basically means that it's no longer a typeface. It's actually a vector graphic, and any printer can print that now. So what you have to do is you'll have to go through the document, and you'll have to do that with the typeface headings and anywhere else, like here, you'll have to do it there. You'll even have to do it on the text, which again isn't a big deal. You just, because this is a copy that you saved for print, so you'll still have your original copy, so you'll be able to edit the text and stuff later. But it's the same. You click on it, you go to type, and you create outlines, and your paragraphs are now a vector. So there's no more messing around. Another important thing that you have to do, and it is very important, is you'll have to put bleed on the page. Bleed is basically an area that gives the printer a little bit of space, a little bit of wiggle room, so that if their cutting is a little bit off, you won't see a little white line on the edge of the page. So what you do is, is pretty much you need to make this the image position a little bit bigger than the page. So in this case, we learned something in class the other day that I didn't know. So we can, you make the panel a little bit bigger. So the image is not going to come up in Pro yet. So what we're going to do is just going to make it a little bit bigger, and then we're going to all the way around. We're gonna use this proportion tool that Sam enlightened me with the other day. Here, fill frame. So that brings the image right out over the edge of the frame of the page, which gives us some room. Now we'll also have to do it with our white box, but we don't have to do the fill proportionally with that. We just drag it out over the edge till it covers it. Again, how far you go out, there's different arguments. I would say you could leave 4 mils, 5 mils. Some people say 6 mils, but on an A, that's probably about 5 mils now. So you do that on every page. Make sure that that's obviously on any page that is bleeding off, as it were, on the page. You have to pull it out a little bit like this. Just give the printer a little bit of wriggle room. We'll go up here again now, and we'll use our perfect. Thank you, Sam. And so you're pretty much ready now to save that file. I mean, obviously, assuming you've done all the pages. The next step is to save it for print. So we go to File, and unlike a lot of times where you'd be going to save as if you wanted to have a PDF, in this case you have to go to Adobe PDF presets. You get here and you're in a situation where, okay, so it gives you a couple of options. I don't tend to use these guys here. This is what I would save if I was doing a class presentation, so you guys can all see it. This smallest file size is really handy if you want to send it to somebody, and not, so it's a fairly reduced size PDF, still reasonably decent. The images won't be great. but all the text will be there. So let's say for proofing or just for someone to throw an eye over it, it's really handy to have that. In this case, we're going to do the print quality, which is just pretty much the highest quality that you can get on what you're going to send your file. So we'll save the print quality. Now it's asking you here, obviously, what do you want to export it as? I usually leave it as for print, so there's no messing around with that, and everybody knows exactly what it is. Save to desktop, yeah. And then you'll get the same thing again here. That's just letting you know that it was the press quality one. You don't have to worry about these. Well, certainly I don't. Pages, again here, we're just going to do all. You could do a range. You could just, if you only want to print, the first 2 pages or 3 pages of your document, there's your opportunity to do it. But I've clicked all, and down here I don't tend to use them much either. They haven't affected me. Hyperlinks could be handy if you do have some interactive link on it that you want people to be able to press, and maybe link them to a YouTube video or something. But generally, these 2 panels here are the only areas I have to worry about. And the one other thing that you have to do is you have to go to marks and bleeds. Now, sometimes a phone call to a printer can, be valuable because they'll let you know exactly what way they like documents to come in. Most of them are absolutely delighted to do it this way, though, in the sense that they will all need bleed, but some of them might need more or less of these. I tend to do crop marks. That's just where the page is going to be cut, but they might not want that. It does depend. So we can leave it on in this case. And what we're also going to do, and this is the important one, is the bleeds. So I'm going to do this as 5, and when I click this link box, it'll make all of them 5. So now we have a bleed area around the outside. Okay, so we can export that now. It should be on the desktop as a PDF. I'm going to go into it now. I'm going to open it and show you what it'll look like. Hopefully it'll already be here. There it is. And you can open it. You can just click on it to open it and see. In mine, it'll open it in Adobe Acrobat Pro, but you'll still see it. And then what this is, give you an idea of what you get. So up here in the corner, you'll now see that that's actually where the page clips, where it's going to be chopped. But the bleed area is outside of that. So that's really, really handy. And your text is obviously in place because you've outlined it. It didn't make a difference. Obviously, I have the typefaces here. That's why they're all coming up. But you never know with a printer. So that's pretty much all you have to worry about. Any more questions, just hit me online.